Good afternoon, traders. It's 4:30 on Thursday, November 19th. I took my last trade of the day. It was on NAKD. I went over to the market screen here in the after hours, organized it by volume, and it was number one on the list, just like it is right now. So I actually had this on my radar. It wasn't on my watch list earlier today before the market opened, and decided against taking a trade just because it's a little bit out of my price range. It's about $30 right now, and I think just because of the way the patterns were setting up, I should have at least kept it on the watch list, because when these penny stocks, like sub $1 stocks, when they trade really cleanly, it's pretty easy to make money off of these stocks. Now, it didn't look that clean in the pre-market. Maybe a little bit later, and I think that was one of the reasons why I didn't really take a trade. And also, one of the things I like to do is buy the break of the first 1 minute candle if it's showing bullishness, and that's exactly what happened here. Is you had this really big bullish green candle that would have definitely teased me into a trade. So I probably would have lost a decent amount on that. So I guess hindsight trading, is one thing versus reality. But in the aftermarket, I would have had a really great trade. It was a green trade, but it should have been a lot greener. I just had this stupid meeting going on in the background that I had to be in. And normally they end on Thursday, they end around like 3:50. And today it just dragged on and on and on. And I was still trying to take a trade in the background, and I was watching NAKD, and I saw this big engulfing candle, and then this pullback. And normally I don't really like this setup when you just get like one giant green candle and then it pulls back. But this volume is insane for the aftermarket. You have over 500,000 shares trading. So that piqued my interest. Excuse me. And then I really liked the way that these descending candles were forming, kind of getting smaller and smaller, and that the tops were, just kind of along the same line. It wasn't chopping around. So that to me is like a sign of nice clean price action. So my idea was to get in for the break of this candle right here, and this is where my stop was going to be, or where it was. And the high here was 29.8 cents, I guess. So I was looking to get in as soon as it broke that level. And let's see, where did I get in at? I got in a little higher. I think it bounced a little bit. So I got filled at 30.15 cents, which is, somewhere around here. Is actually trying to get I guess it won't show me, but it must have been right around here. So I guess it bounced pretty hard. I did use my hotkeys. I set it up to buy 100 shares. And I hit, my hotkeys to get in. And of course, they're set to for like a 2-cent spread, which is fine for normal stocks. But I guess that got me in, on this big, huge pop here. And that was a little bit scary because I got filled kind of high. And then I got this meeting going on in the background. And so, each little pop, I'm just selling out. And then it finally went up to this level here, which is near the top of that first run. And the meeting is coming in through my speakers. And I'm just thinking, like, at any moment, I'm going to have to, talk in this meeting. And, something's going to happen. This thing's going to flush down and I won't be able to get out of it because I'll be dealing with the meeting. So I just sold all right there. And the only value of the trade, I only made 7 cents on this thing, and there was a potential for a lot, at least like, multiple dollars on this, which is big for a $30 trade. But yeah, I mean, the only value here is that, I collected some data on, here was an entry that I thought was good, and it worked out in my favor, but I just wasn't able to give this the attention that it needed to stay in the trade. So unfortunately I had to to get out before I made any real money off of it. I think I still have it up over here. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I got out of that one was 7 cents. So that kind of stinks. So on the day, I am still red, but I mean, that trade would have put me in the green easily. So that kind of stinks. But you know what? It is what it is. And I know when I take these trades while I have these meetings going on in the background that there's added risk and added difficulty, and I know what I'm getting into, and it's going to mess me up sometimes, and like it did today. But anyway, I'm still happy I took the trade because I did want to see if that setup did work. I just wish I could focus on it more. But at least, yeah, I'm recouping some of that reversal trade that failed on me earlier. And I also made a video about how to avoid those in the future, so you can check that one out. So I'm almost back to, I talked about this earlier, like why did this thing jump, $50 all of a sudden? Because I added $50 into my account, but I'm not, of course, reflecting that on my P&L. And the main reason, if you didn't see the other videos that I talk about it in, the reason why I added the $50 in is not because like I'm thinking, this system, this strategy is proven. I was trying to move this widget out of the way, and I want to start scaling up or anything like that. It was because originally the strategy was to take one trade per session, and I've noticed many times since I started that maybe one setup I'll scalp a little bit, and then it'll come back to my entry. I have to get out, and then the following setup right after that is something I would have taken is the one that takes off. So that seems to be happening more often than not. So I just wanted to give myself the ability to take two trades. So I normally have this set to 8%. I just adjusted it to 100 shares because I was trading that stock. Yeah. So that's what I've been trading with since I added the $50 is the 8%, and that gives me up to 2 trades per session, 6 trades per day, and I should always have money left over for pre-market trades at 4 a.m. if I want, and that kind of thing. So, and I think that's the case today. I have 74.70 left to settled cash, and I'm only taking 8% of my account, so that's about $16 right now per trade. So anyway, that's the trade day. It's definitely been an interesting day for me for multiple reasons. I'm learning every single day wins and losses. So and so far I'm overall I'm happy with my plan, and I've been tightening it up as this month progresses. I just started trading this plan at the end of October, and you could see ironing out all the kinks, and then this was the week of the election, but things were starting to get a little bit better. And then last week was a really nice green week with only like 2 trades that were not really following my plan. That's what those yellows are. If you see a yellow, it means that I broke my plan or my strategy or something like that. And then this big trade that has kind of eaten away at my profits this week, that big loss there, it was part of my part of my plan on that day. It fit my plan to take that trade, but later on I found out why it didn't work out. It wasn't really that great of a setup. It wasn't the case of a great setup that just failed. It was actually not that great of a setup, and I just didn't realize it at the moment. The issue was it was an aftermarket trade, and there wasn't as much volume as there needs to be. Essentially it was like a couple of nice green candles like this, but the volume was pretty light, like 3,000 shares. So since then, I've adjusted my plan to say that these candles need to have 10,000 shares trading or more. And you saw this one had like over 500,000, but that's really rare. 10,000 or more is pretty good for aftermarket volume on a 1-minute candle. So anyway, I hope I shared some stuff that's going to help you guys, just like it's helping me. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't have any meetings tomorrow, so I should get at least 3 trades in, 3 sessions in without any interruptions and be able to record all of them. So I'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great night, and I hope you guys did well today. Take care.